Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It's
How do they do that? Like,
you just mark it on the worksheet.
You mean like legislatively? Like, what does the Constitution say about this?
yeah.
It doesn't really. It doesn't. The Constitution
Kat
doesn't
just
say
wants to know
anything.
if she wants to skip the visa process.
Yeah.
God, no, I
Um,
hate that.
There was a court case. I don't know how long ago it was, but essentially the ruling was too vague. Like, it was worded in such a way that you could interpret it either way. So it's really up to states' rights, and each individual state has the right to determine what to do about this issue. It's really, well, I say it's funny, but it's interesting because of the way it's worded. It's just, I mean, it's kind of like, well, we have to deal about this. We don't know what to do, so we're going to give you the option to do both.
Well, how do y'all feel about Texas
I feel like it's okay.
funding?
I think the way that the education system is run right now, it's a business. Like, if you can get into a university and you can find a way to pay for it, you deserve it.
But they just said state funds, like just this.
State funds, you're still talking about admissions. You're still talking about actually getting into a university. I mean,
Okay,
not
so
like
they
this
they
one.
pay, right? Like, even if you're a
I guess this
illegal
is
immigrant, you pay for your education.
Everybody has to pay.
okay. So then we're saying the way Texas is education-wise is looking at illegal immigrants is, well, if you're going to be here, you might as well be educated. You might as well be
Oops.
contributing to our society.
Well, but it's a conundrum too, because you may be able to get in and you may get some financial aid, but most of those people who get in, they can't pay their tuition. So they fall back on whatever job that some American doesn't want, and so that's what they're stuck there. And then their children do the same thing. And it's just stuck in a perpetual cycle.
Well, okay, but the political view of Texas, the way for educating illegal immigrants, we agree is just like, well, you're here, you might as well be educated and contribute something. Is that what we're viewing as Texas for education? Like,
I don't know if that's what Texas has in mind for it.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
how
I
it.
don't know if that's quite right.
Well, then what is it, Ozzy?
Or
I mean,
like,
it can be
why are we
perceived
doing
that
this?
way.
Yeah, why is Texas doing this? Because, like, what does Texas benefit
Because we
from?
can't leave any child behind.
That's actually brought up in
Yeah, where is that
setting
brought up?
out the unwelcome map.
There's another one.
Yeah, it says that the No Child Left Behind and the standard movements have contributed to this marginalization of diverse groups by tying elements of the traditional narrative to high stakes testing. It's basic, but it's not going with your point, but it was brought up. It's just saying that history has found a way to like marginalize certain groups with certain.
The public education system has found a way to marginalize certain groups through their misinformation or narrative telling of history.
Yes,
Not
because
misinformation, I'm sorry.
the way that we tell our history of immigration, America does it. It's like it's different from individual histories. Like individual histories are completely different from the American history of immigration, and it tries to tell a nice story that America is the hero, America is the melting pot, everybody wants America, everybody wants peace. But you know what I mean? But if you look at the individual stories of immigration, it's not the same
See,
as
I don't know, that's just probably totally wrong, but for some reason I just got the idea of like Texas kind of enjoying immigrants who don't really know anything and educating them, because then they can kind of brainwash them into thinking thinking the way they want, like, you know, with the new like textbook rules, like taking out certain things. Do you know what I mean? Like,
See, I thought that too,
like,
is like
kinda like-
dehumanizing people from a different country.
yeah, like they get to teach them what they think they should be taught.
And it's just, I guess,
And-
maybe just another way to spread like the narrative history of America.
Yeah.
Not the legit history of different countries interconnected.
So then they would be their tendencies would be more likely to have that feeling of like inner oppression on themselves, because they're learning that
Yeah.
immigration has not been that great for America, and then they find out that they're American, not that they're illegal immigrants. They build up that feeling of like discontent within themselves because they are the people that are contributing to this history that has gone on for so long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. I
I
just
just think it's weird.
think that was. I mean, I don't know what it has to do with it.
I
The
think
topic.
all of it is way too weird.
It's a very complex.
But see,
Complex
I
idea.
like that people do the dirty jobs that that terrible for me to say?
If you're being honest about it and not lying that you're, oh, I'll go do that job.
Do you think if you didn't have the opportunities that you have right now, even just right now with, what is it, like 3 semesters or really 4 semesters worth of college, do you think you'd still be saying the same thing?
What if you had to fight for those jobs that?
Or what if you didn't even have your high school diploma?
Well, then I have no idea.
Yeah.
So you're saying like the people that are struggling, they're the ones that are more upset because the jobs for them are being taken away.
Because they have no other potential career opportunities. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but do you think when it comes down to it, they'll really do those jobs? Like, I know they sit there and bitch and complain about, oh, they're taking our jobs, but when it comes down to it, do you really think they'll do
like
the
I brought that
jobs?
example into it. 3 people showed up, and one of them was Steve Colbert, and the other 2 were
Oh, he doesn't
people.
count.
Do you know what I mean? Like he was doing it just for like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about LOLs?
So
No, but he proves the point. He's a smart man. He really is smart.
so many people could have showed up and taken those jobs and gotten paid if they were really, really in a bad spot, but only 3 people showed up.
So what do you think?
How long ago was that?
I think it was like
It's fairly recently.
Yeah.
Like, past couple months maybe?
Like after the recession and all that?
Yeah.
And
like-
so like
Yeah,
okay.
was this even a problem before we were in a recession? Were people even bitching, complaining about immigrants taking out people's
Yes,
jobs?
but not. I don't think to an
not as
extent.
much.
During the Reagan administration, immigration was huge in the early 90s, late 80s.
Okay.
Okay, so then I
Sorry,
pose
1 year
another
old,
question.
sorry.
I pose another Okay, I have another question. So then what do you think of the illegal immigrants who come over and send money to the country that they're from?
Hey, look, they're earning it. They do what they want.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Why did
But
they?
I do think they should maybe pay taxes.
Pay taxes on the money that they're sending?
Because we have to pay taxes. We work hard and we still have to pay taxes. Why do they not have to work hard and pay
So
taxes?
why not just document them using a whatever tax system or however the tax system
Well, they
works?
do have that for people who are over here on work visas. They have tax identification numbers.
Exactly. We
Yeah,
have work
why
visas,
can't we
but
just have, we should just give people work visas.
Yeah, what if we just give the people who want to come and work like tax identification numbers? They come
And
and
that's
work
it.
like,
so can they vote?
No, but they can have work.
But they're paying the same taxes that are going to benefit our society and the vote, like the whole voting process.
Shit, I didn't think about that.
The whole
Yeah,
voting
think about
process.
voting.
They talk about taxes like they.
I guess
On
it
top
seems
of
like
that-
everything is interlooped. Like,
It is. It all is. But on top of not just voting, can they form workers' unions? Can they rally
See,
for
once
their
you
own
give
rights?
them something like that, that's when
they think they can get more and more and more.
well they should be able to. I think if we were to give everyone who wants to come over tax identification numbers, then I think they deserve certain rights along with that because they should have some control of what's going on with their money because they are working for it.
It's fair enough. But to what extent though? What extent, like to what rights do they have? Do they get the right to vote? Do they get,
I don't know, I'm telling you, it's a complicated issue. I don't know where I stand.
but I like that idea, just tax identification numbers. And then from there, because honestly, I think a lot of people either are refugees or they come over here to work. Like I really,
You'd think
Am I naive?
you'd think they're pretty naive, but it's not your fault. Like none of us have any idea. They're undocumented. We don't know.
we don't know how many people.
You can't know. You can't know how many people are trying to work.
There's
How
no
many people
statistics
are-
for the
I
undocumented.
have a question. When people come over here, how do they know whether they're like a criminal, like good guys or bad guys? You know what I mean?
Like when they apply or when they
yeah,
do
when they
it?
apply, like whenever they get, how do
They
they
have-
run
they-
background checks? How do they do all that?
They apply within their own country, right? They apply at the.
Consulatory.
I thought they had I don't know how. It
Do you know what I
works.
mean? Like how do they
think they do
prove
that.
who's a good guy or a bad guy to come over here?
Well,
How
I
do
mean-
you prove something like that?
Exactly.
Well, I mean, they can look at your history, they can look at all of that, but you can't really prove the.
So like we could
Character
say
of a person.
we have a drug cartel who no one really knows about, but he really is a drug cartel. Apply for
He's just never been caught.
yeah, apply for American citizenship, and no, there's no record of him. Like he seems like a good guy. Come over here.
Basically. But you can never know everything about every single person. It's going to be really
You know
hard.
everything about me. I'm very open.
Great. We'll put it in the critique.
Okay. But.